part of this program when the Tigers were one of the powerhouses in the Central section. They had a winning season last year for the first time since 2017. So Mike Stamps has this Tiger program back in the right direction. Mason Hughes for CVC, we know all about him, got his 100th win as a head coach last week. All of those 100 wins right here as the head coach of Central Valley Christian. Perennial D2 power CVC, they're going to be knocking on the door of that championship once again.
When you put up the kind of numbers that CVC did, obviously there's some pretty good players out there who are doing it. Who are the guys that really jump off the page for you?
Yeah, we saw Bryson Donaldson last year against Lemoore. 8 offers, Boston College, Boise, Fresno State. He is one of the more explosive players in the Central section, regardless of division. Touched it 7 times last week, Ralph, and had 5 touchdowns on those 7 touches. So
that's efficiency.
Any time he touches it, he really can go all the way. And his backfield mate, Micah Payton, 3 kickoff return touchdowns last week to kick off the season. Took the opening kickoff of the 2023 season back to the house. Very, very explosive runner. Also plays defense. He's going to play a big part in CVC's success tonight.
All right, the academic athlete of the game is CVC's Colton Bowling. It's sponsored by Donald P. Dick, 3 generations of Mr. Cool. We asked Colton why his schoolwork is so important.
I think excelling in the classroom, it's going to be what ends up getting you farther in life. A good challenge and just something that's good to do overall. Good for colleges, that kind of stuff. I've always enjoyed school. Yeah, enjoyed reading from a young age, and then, just as I've gotten older, gotten good at school. Favorite subjects, probably science, just because you get to learn stuff like in the real world and how it works.
Colt Bowling, 4.25 GPA. He loves anything science. And from someone who's getting it done in the classroom, we'll be back with the guys who are getting it done on the football field. We'll have the opening kickoff right after this. Should be coming in that door. This is what we're getting. All right, the junior varsity game went a little long tonight, so it's put kickoff back a bit here for this game, but we'll be going shortly. Let's send it downstairs to Kevin Miller.
The mascot, mid-student section mayhem, minutia mindfulness, apropos alliteration, that is, and of course, this is Friday Night Rivals! Let's go, cheerleaders!
All right, good job. So,
Good job, Kevin Miller. It's a tough
yeah,
crowd.
he
for-
pulled a hamstring. He's already milking that
He's
in
got to
front
do
of,
some
front of the crowd.
push-ups later, so
Yeah.
better ice up.
Back receive the opening kickoff is number 3, Des Malone, and number 6,
Des Malone and Phoenix Lawrence, the two deep backs for Edison to receive this opening kickoff.
Everybody up.
And it'll be a short kick and a sideways kick that goes out of bounds.
Ball kicked out of bounds.
Well, that's one way to keep the ball out of the hands of Des Malone, who can take it the distance every time he touches it. So keep it out of his hands to start the game.
It'll be first down and 10 now for the Edison Tigers. Ball marked at the 35-yard.
Kickoff weather tonight, our meteorologist at Fox 26 says 93 degrees at kickoff, down to 87 by the fourth quarter. And it's brought to you by Ruse Heating, Air Conditioning, and Refrigeration. You can't lose with Ruse.
Here we go, Phoenix Lawrence, 6'2", 190 quarterback transfer from North Carolina. 2-year starters, couple of transfer quarterbacks the last couple of weeks from out of state. Get a look at Phoenix Lawrence in the first snap.
And not much there.
James Rose on the carry.
Gained about 2. Closed captioning for tonight's broadcast is sponsored by KFC. Finger licking good.
13 on the stop.
Yeah, it looks like CVC playing man coverage. No, the one thing that Edison does have is a lot of speed on the perimeter. CVC does as well. It looks like CVC feels like they can match up man-to-man on the outside. That time, the extra player down in the box, making that tackle for about a 2-yard gain.
Pitch comes to the near side with a sweep, cut back across midfield, and that's going to be a late flag coming in. James Rose was the ball carrier.
That's the 15-yard variety of face mask at the end of that run. Nice
Flag.
run by James Rose.
Flag on the play is sponsored by Fresno Suit Outlet, home of the 3-suit deal.
Will be added on the end of the play. It'll be first down for the Tigers.
The referee tonight is Dennis Beshwaite.
Looks like it's a face down.
Umpires Mike Salk, head linesman Eric Smith, the line judge Tony Villagomez, back judge Francisco Mancaro.
Des Malone one-on-one against Bryce Crook, the senior cornerback for CVC.
This is the 1st and 10, sponsored by K1 Speed.
Pass complete to number 21, James Rose.
Gain down to about the 30 on the first down play.
Stop, Caden Ritchie.
Yeah, a little bubbled, really just an extension of the run game. Edison just trying to pick up 4 or 5 yards on first down, get a couple of blockers in front of James Rose. James Rose makes one guy miss. Nice pick on first down, setting up 2nd and 6, but Edison offensively staying ahead of the sticks. Nice deliberate pace on offense, too. They know the explosiveness that exists on that CVC offense. So the longer this Edison offense has the ball, the less that CVC offense has to score.
Handoff again to Rose. Oh, and he's grabbed up around the shoulder pads and thrown down inside the 20.
Nice cutback, power that time.
Number 8 on
The hole was clogged up. James Rose, little jump cut bouncing outside. Very nicely done. breaking a tackle, picking up another Edison first down. Very solid first drive for this Edison Tiger offense.
1st and 10, sponsored by K1 Speed, Arrive and Drive, and we are in the Toyota Red Zone. Rose picking his way through the defenders, down close to the 10-yard line.
Looks like 20, Trent Gadanis got there.
It's a big defensive line for CBC, but right now the Edison offensive front is really imposing their will. A lot of space for James Rose to operate, run an outside zone. They ran a counter, a couple of powers, and James Rose doing a nice job picking his way through the defense. But, you know, he's not worried about getting tackled until he's already at the second level, which is a nice feeling for a running back.
Keeping on the ground again. This time is Tyree Sams fighting and dragging defenders inside the 5 down to the 2.
A jumbo package for Edison. Big number 56, Cameron Evans, lined up as a wing back. Pulling the wing from the other side, leading up in the hole. Tyree Sams just continuing to drive those legs, dragging CVC defenders inside the 5-yard line.
So on 1st and goal, Tigers trying to finish this drive. Ball is out, still out. Going to be picked up and fallen on. Still grappling for it. And it looks like CVC may have gotten it. Let's see who comes out with it. No, Edison came out with it. Boy, Thomas Walls came out of there with the football, but that had CVC written all over it, didn't it?
I thought they were going to pick it up and take it to the house. That zone read, so Lawrence is reading that defensive end, tries to pull it a little too late as a running back. Hey, you're trying to take the football. That is what you're taught to do. Bounces around. Nice job. Nice hustle play by Thomas Walls.
Yeah, Walls just took it away.
Getting back there and keeping the ball for this Edison offense.
Pass to the near side, complete to Horton, to Mel Horton, and he finds an opening into the end zone. Touchdown.
I thought that was going to go for no play. Once again, just quick throw out to the perimeter. A couple of blockers in front of an athlete, one of these Edison athletes. And O'Shea Webb, the receiver with the lead block, pancaking the corner, Bryce Cook. And leading Edison into the end zone to Mel Horton. Gets Edison on the scoreboard to start this thing off. What a nice, deliberate, efficient drive to start the game for the Edison Tigers.
Touchdown brought to you by EECU. Nice recovery after nearly losing the football.
Yeah, great drive. I mean, you're controlling the line of scrimmage, working at your pace, and almost lose it all. And next play, you get into the end zone. Mason Hughes is fired up at the way his defense just got pushed around. I mean, that's not to the standard that he sets for this football program, and you can see the emotion after watching his defense give up 6 to start this game. Smitty, Eric Smith, head linesman. That's my guy. Mason Hughes was so fired up, he called a timeout after a touchdown before the extra point. You know you're
yeah, this has been a lengthy timeout.
Yeah.
Robert Perez, number 10, is the kicker. He's out there. Timeout is sponsored by Ventura TV, electronics and appliances, your low price leader since 1951.
No. Yeah.
Okay, so after a lengthy timeout, Perez comes on to attempt the extra point.
Nice drive. Edison gave up over 400 yards rushing defensively last week, and it looks like they came out with that. I got tipped. They came out with a very deliberate plan.
All right, we're on the board, and we'll come back with more. You're watching CVC and Edison here on Friday Night Rivals. Welcome back, everybody. The Edison Tiger who scored the touchdown, Tim L. Horton, after receiving the pass and dancing his way into the end zone. Tigers to kick off. Perez's extra point was no good.
Bryson Donaldson and Micah Payton back deep. Pick your poison. Uh-oh.
They've seen that before.
That kid can run. Doesn't need much of a crease at all. Gets vertical quickly. Nice return. CVC starting off just about midfield.
All right, the drive summary is sponsored by EECU.
Good job by Edison. Kind of controlling the line of scrimmage, controlling the clock, being deliberate on that drive, and cashed it in with the touchdown to go up 6-0.
Rose did a lot of the work. Now here come the Cavaliers. Donaldson with his first carry. Picks up about 8 or 9. This is more of our drive summary.
I like the approach, too. Get Phoenix Lawrence comfortable. Get him some easy throws, some easy completions, and lucky. I mean, Edison lucky that this one wasn't scooped and taken back.
Looked
nice
like a drive
play.
killer right there.
Yeah, Thomas Wallace jumping back, fighting for that football to give Edison a chance. For this very next play, getting in the zone.
Back to live action. There's Donaldson again. Knocked out of bounds after a big gain. Inside the 10, close to the 5.
Man, both of these guys, Micah Payton and Bryson Donaldson, when they get a crease, when they get any sort of daylight, they can just explode, power that time. Bryson Donaldson with 2 lead blockers in front of him, bounces it outside, hits the sideline. The only reason he didn't score is because Wendell Ware can run as well. Nice straight arm to try to finish and get in the zone, but first and goal for the CVC Cavaliers.
First down sponsored by Lithia Subaru. And Donaldson's going to just walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Cavaliers. There's your response. Wow.
That's why Edison was deliberate in that first drive offensively. You want to try to limit the opportunities for this Cavalier offense because of that. Looks like there's a flag on the field. That might have been a celebration after.
Touchdown's good. Personal foul against the Cavaliers.
Personal foul.
Looks like it's going to be assessed at the kickoff.
By the way, the touchdown is sponsored by Porta Subs, your neighborhood sandwich shop.
Some old wing T action from CVC. Just jumping into wing T with Some old buck sweep motion. Bryson Donaldson just walking into the end zone. That's tough. If you don't work wing tee all the time, it's tough for someone to just jump in it. And nice job by CVC cashing that one in. Oh.
Drew DeGroff with the extra point, puts it up and through. And just like that, CVC comes back and takes the lead, 7-6.
I don't think that was much of a celebration. I guess that's the penalty. I don't know, Don. They said dead ball personal foul. If there were a celebration penalty, it'd be on sportsmanlike conduct, right? Yeah. What offensive linemen do all the time, and sometimes they get caught, sometimes they don't get caught.
All right, this drive summary is brought to you by ECU. We just finished one drive summary. Now we're bringing another one. This one by the Cavaliers.
We know what happens when we come down here to CVC. Donaldson touches it first play offensively for them. Then a little counter with some pulling action. Bryson Donaldson getting to the edge, hitting the boosters. A Wendell Ware, he can run too. Nice finish though, physical finish, and then the old buck sweep, putting two big bodies in front of Bryson Donaldson and a walk into the end zone. Oh, couldn't quite see it, but I think there was as I said, an offensive lineman with some extracurriculars blocking someone into the end zone.
We can already see why so many colleges are interested in number 6. And there is another flag on that play. Sponsored by Fresno Suit Outlet, home of the 3-suit deal.
A couple of flags.
Only on the Eagle, no penalties line. Another holding.
Two separate holding penalties from two separate officials on the same play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't see that very
No,
often.
no, you don't.
Yeah, Bryson Donaldson, he's a Division I running back, no doubt about it. Would look real good wearing that blue and red up in Fresno. But he's got some option. Boise State, Boston College, Washington State. Some good schools.
None of those.
I'm with you. I'm with you. All right, let's see Phoenix Lawrence back out.
They keep it on the ground, gain of 2. We'll send it down to the sideline with Kevin Miller.
There's no need to do a double take. Yes, he's back. The man, the myth, the legend of Wendy's, Chris Stubner, the star and host of the Chris Stubner Show. How are you doing this evening?
Hey, we're doing great. Another year. Can you believe it?
Back to back, too, Chris. We're so glad that you're here. All right, now, we appreciate your partnership. We also appreciate the fact that you hooked us up with the grub. Tonight, it was a burger. It had like some jalapeno sauce on it, maybe some nacho, some tortilla chips. What did I consume?
Well, you consumed our latest and greatest.
Yes.
You had the nacho burger. It also comes in a nacho chicken sandwich. And I had to write this down. It is so much. We have a jalapeno cheddar bun, the poblano queso, the spicy chipotle sauce, spicy corn and tortilla strips, and American cheese, tomatoes, and lettuce.
All that. Say queso real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, it's fun to say. Wendy, you doing okay?
Yeah.
Fantastic. And then look at this. I see. Now, of course, our Vince Wesson Scholar Athlete is brought to you by the Wendy's Breakfast. A breakfast so good, you got to tell somebody about it. So tell us about the Wendy's Breakfast.
Well, you remember last year we launched French toast sticks. Here, Kevin, I'll take over for you. We launched the French toast sticks. This year, we have brand new. We have our new English muffin. We have bacon or sausage, egg, cheese on a creamy, buttery muffin. Brand new, just started.
Beautiful. And right around the corner, Halloween. What do we got in your pocket?
Right now, at all Wendy's, you can get Boo Books, $1, and 100% of the proceeds go to the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, and you get 5 Frosty coupons inside.
Cam, you got to get on this, that's for sure. And then I'm hearing the song in my head, Strawberry Fields Forever. Strawberry!
Not forever. It's
No?
going to be ending soon. We have strawberry Frosties and strawberry salad in your Wendy's, but it's coming to an end.
Okay.
And fall is coming.
Are you going to give us a teaser, a spoiler alert?
We have a spoiler for Friday Night Rivals. You're first to hear it here. What goes with fall? Pumpkin. And that's all I'm going to say.
I was going to say Friday Night Rivals football, but pumpkin as well. That's right.
Yes.
Hey, and the Frosty Cream Cold Brew to wash this down. Chris Dubner, Wendy's, proud partnership with FNR. We will be seeing you more. Let's do this. Boo Books, Ralph Cam, back to you. So good. You say that for me?
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
I did have a Frosty before the game.
You did?
Yeah.
The strawberry?
No, the chocolate.
Oh.
You just can't go wrong with chocolate.
No.
Like
no.
it never disappoints.
Especially Wendy's chocolate.
Yeah, I mean, some things disappoint you. You know, they're good most of the time. A Wendy's Frosty it's good every single time. It never disappoints.
Guess where we're going on the way back?
Nice drive stop by CVC. Edison had 3rd and short, but got hit with a holding penalty. Tyree Sams would have picked up a first down. Instead, 3rd and long. Phoenix Lawrence throws it short of the sticks. Nice job by Drew DeGroff rallying up and rallied up and make a tackle to get off the field. Here's the punt. Let's see. We look maybe thought about making a toss, but hey, keep it away from Micah Payton. Good punt. Now, you have to stop Bryson Donaldson. If you do nothing else defensively, Edison, you have to stop number 6.
Well, that's the way you stop him is have him put the ball somewhere else.
Yeah. Hey, throw the ball. Keep it out of his hands. I mean, but you know, if I'm Edison, I'm gonna man up on the perimeter. I'm gonna single cover out there. I'm gonna make Central Valley Christian's passing game beat me before I make an adjustment. I am not going to let Bryson Donaldson run it right at me in the light box or where CVC can pull and gain an advantage numbers-wise. I'm just not going to allow them to do that, and it looks like that's the approach of this Edison defense on this drive.
Here comes Donaldson. And he's dragged down from behind after a very short gain. You don't see that very often.
No, not this season. You haven't, and even last year against Lemoore, you know, Bryson Donaldson was a workhorse, and rarely do we see him get tackled for just a 3-yard gain. So here we go, 3rd and 7. You can give it to 6. You can give it to Donaldson and pick up 3rd and 7. We'll see. Three receivers left, 1 receiver right of Brent Crozy. See where this ball goes on 3rd down.
Pass over the middle, incomplete.
Almost picked. Dylan Gonzalez playing that low hole player, inside linebacker. Crozy tried to hit a slant to Gunnar Pipegrass in the middle of the field. He held it just a little bit too long. Allowed Dylan Gonzalez to read the quarterback's eyes. He's a free player, so he can roam with the quarterback. Great job knocking it down. Almost turning the CVC offense over.
Punted away. Takes a CVC bounce inside the 40, down to about the 30. Well, still rolling down inside the 35. I believe there's a flag at midfield. Flag on the play sponsored by Fresno Suit Outlet, home of the 3-suit deal.
A couple of special teams holding penalties on Edison so far. A couple of offensive holding penalties by Edison so far. Looks like another special teams holding penalty. These are tough to overcome. We saw it on the first drive, that fumble on the RPR on the zone read, and Edison was lucky enough to bounce on it and score the next play. But, you know, against a good football team, you can't have these self-inflicted wounds, these penalties that take you back, that give your opponent yardage just that without them having to earn it. Edison just making some early mistakes that costing them some field position.
Empty backfield, and they bunch receivers to the near side. Lawrence has room to run. Turns it upfield, and he's going to be stopped and pushed out of bounds.
All that window dressing, 3 receivers left, and we motion our running back out wide. We stack in a 4-man bunch. All that really was doing was trying to isolate Des Malone one-on-one on the weak side, but CVC was doubling him. That's why Phoenix Lawrence didn't have anywhere to go with the football. Thought about passing it to Tamel Horton over the middle of the field, but decided to tuck it and run. Pick up a nice little gain on first down.
Second and about 4. The pitch to James Rose. Short gain up to the 30.
A nice pursuit that time by this CVC defense. That Mason Hughes pep talk on the sideline after the touchdown seems to have worked. The CVC defense playing with a little bit more energy, a little bit more effort since that first drive. Hasn't really allowed Edison to get much going since then. Third and short opportunity to get off the football field.
They keep it on the ground, and there are a lot of moves, but not much yardage for Rose. He'll come up short of the first down. Final seconds of this quarter will tick off. Tonight's first quarter has been sponsored by BD&J Lawyers. Over $1.5 billion recovered for our clients. We have played one, and they're separated by 1 point. It's 7-6. CVC over Edison. We'll be back with quarter number 2 right after this. All right, welcome back. Tonight's second quarter is sponsored by Sang Pediatrics. If you can hear me over the music in our headsets right now. Yeah, to the truck, please kill the music in our headsets.
It's a rock concert.
Okay.
4th and 3, and it looks like Edison is going for this on their own 30-yard line. Wow.
Someone pulled the plug on the music, thankfully.
Oh, I mean, 4th and 3 in your own territory, 7-6 football game in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Edison just making a statement. I mean, feel confident in this offensive line. Tyree Sams running physically, 5'9", 160, not running like 5'9", 160 right now.
First and 10 is sponsored by Lithia Subaru of Fresno.
That's a statement right there from Edison. We came down here to win. We didn't come here to keep it close.
Well, they probably feel they have something to prove after last week. Tough loss. And they think they got a better team than that. Let's send it down to Kevin Miller.
Looks like he picks up 5 yards on the carry. Number 8 was there to stop Michael Page.
Again, let's send it down to Kevin Miller with this financial literacy feature. Go ahead, Kevin. We'll get to that a little bit later. Back to game action. Pass is complete and then hit immediately and dropped. Strong defensive play over there by number 3, Drew DeGroff. Sniffed it out and finished the play.
Yeah, you can only do the same thing so many times. You keep popping up and throwing those now passes with blockers in front. If I'm a DB, I'm going to catch on that time. Drew DeGroff, he's seen that 2 or 3 times. That time triggered, beat the block at the point of attack, and was able to make a nice tackle for loss. 3rd and 8, probably 4-down territory, so try and pick up half of this.
Nice block by Sams to pick up the blitzer, and the pass is incomplete. Intended over on the near side for Horton. 4th down.
It'll be 4th down and 8.
Right, they're going to punt this, right?
Yeah, Perez is coming out, the punter.
Yeah, he had Horton. I don't know if that would have picked up the 1st down. It would have been close, just a little bit off target. Really the first off-target throw we've seen from Phoenix Lawrence. That time CVC sent pressure on 3rd and 7. Got Lawrence off his spot, had to get outside the pocket. Didn't quite set his feet to make an accurate throw and deliver an accurate ball. The drive stop from CVC. Micah Payton back deep. Danger.
Perez is going to keep it on the fake. There's a flag coming in, so it's going to get to the corner, past midfield, and he's going to run out. Boy, he's right at the sticks where he ran out of bounds, but I think it's coming back. Yeah, it's going to be a holding call against Edison. Boy, they're pulling out all the stops, aren't they?
He was moving too. Perez was.
I would have been too.
moving around the corner. He got to that 1st down marker. I mean, he was not running. He was running against Ryan Lewis, a sophomore wide receiver who can also run. Wow, what a call by Mike Stamps. Like I said, he came here to win. He's rolling the dice, going for it on 4th down, deep in your own territory. Fake punt, also in your own territory. It feels like if he feels like he has an advantage, he's going to make the aggressive play call. Unfortunate that one's coming back because of another holding call on this Edison special teams unit.
Kick was partially deflected and nearly blocked, and it takes a good bounce for Edison inside the 30. No flag on the play because the ball was deflected.
Surprised that wasn't blocked.
All right, now let's go back downstairs to Kevin Miller. Kevin?
This student-athlete health tip is sponsored by Sang Pediatrics. Eat well for proper muscle development and bone growth. Our patients know that fruits and vegetables are packed full of vitamins and minerals, and the right combination will give your child the best chance to have a healthy life. Avoid eating anything that comes packaged, and think about food that comes from a plant or tree. And parents, set a good example for your young ones. As studies show, the family that eats together will bond more for future happiness. This student-athlete health tip is sponsored by Sang Pediatrics. Ralph Cam, back to you.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
Just another penalty, this time on the Edison defense. You know, holding penalties, they're effort penalties, right? You're trying to make a play. You're trying to execute an assignment. They're going to happen. You would not like 5 of them in the first quarter. Jumping off sides, it's not something that you can do. Those self-inflicted penalties like that are just can't do that against good football teams.
So on a 1st and 5, CVC will get it to Donaldson down the near side. He's going to cut it inside, across midfield, breaks another tackle, still on his feet, finally knocked over from behind. at about the 40 or 41-yard line. My goodness.
Fired up. Bryson Donaldson fired up, yelling at that Edison sideline. I would be too. I mean, you just threw one guy to the ground, broke about 5 tackles, just a quick toss, and open field, really nice job setting up that move, cut back, throw a guy off him, break some extra tackles, just too physical. Right back to the wing T action. Good job by Edison that time, not giving the crease. Like we saw on that first touchdown to Donaldson, Micah Payton in the backfield. Donaldson getting a little bit of a rest. He won't be on the sideline for too much longer, I promise you that.
CVC going quick. Another pitch. Payton pushing the pile a little bit. Going to be short of the first down, but it'll be close. About 2 yards.
That's tough to say. Wing T action again. Pulling a couple guys in front of Payton. Setting up 3rd and short. 4-down territory, I'm sure, if they don't pick it up on 3rd down. Donaldson back in the game.
Brent Cruz, quarterback. He's got Donaldson back in the backfield with him. Hands it to Donaldson. Finds an opening on the left side, and he is going to be gone again. Another touchdown for Donaldson. That's 2 tonight.
It's just too big of a crease. Down, around, old same side power action. So Donaldson on the same side, he's going to receive the football. Polar's coming around, leading up through the hole. Nice block on the perimeter again by Bryce Cook. Untouched Bryson Donaldson. The second time tonight he rumbles into the end zone without an Edison Tiger, putting a hand on him.
And the touchdown sponsored by EECU. Going for 2. And there was a mix-up on the handoff. Donaldson to Payton, but they left the ball on the turf. So no good. It's a 7-point game, 13-6. CVC with the lead. We'll come back with more. You're watching Friday Night Rivals, brought to you by Les Schwab. All right, man of the hour, Bryson Donaldson with 2 touchdowns now. Both the touchdowns for Central Valley Christian.
He just gargled with that water, too. Like mouthwash. Wash this out. He's doing work, man. You do what you got. You do what you have to do on the sideline when you're doing work. He's a special talent.
Another short kickoff. They want to keep anybody from the big long return, but that's out to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, they don't want Des Malone to touch it,
no.
I guess, or Horton. Just a couple blockers coming around. Oh, he did. Wendell Ware did touch him, so he did get touched. I take that back. But same side power. Donaldson lined up on the left side. Offensive lineman pulling around from the right back to the left. Donaldson taking that step back to his left. Just too much space for a running back like Bryson Donaldson to operate in. Relatively untouched. If it was touch, if it was practice, he would have been down. But this is tackle. You got to bring him to the ground. It's just too easy that time for Bryson Donaldson.
From the 45, high snap, Lawrence keeps it. Gets to midfield and into Cavaliers territory.
That's a good pickup on first down. Looked kind of like, I'm not sure if that was a design quarterback.
Just going to ask you about that.
Yeah, just kind of a broken play. I couldn't really tell. It looked like it could have been a designed run, or he was supposed to give that inside zone, but a nice pickup by Lawrence. Like to see Edison do something off of what they've had success on. They've had success in the quick game. They've had success getting the ball out with blockers in front. Now, can we push the ball down the field? Des Malone. Can we find him in single coverage?
Pass into traffic is incomplete.
Passes attempted for number 0, Wendell Ware.
He had Ware out there and a lot of blue jerseys.
Yeah, a little too congested. Lawrence trying to hit Wendell Ware right over the middle of the football field. I don't know if Wendell Ware lost that football or thought it was going to be picked off and go the other way. It looked like he almost stopped on that route. Here we go, 3rd and short.
Looking to the near side, throwing to the near side. Nice catch by Malone as he fights forward across the 45.
Yeah, I would try to get free the football as much as I possibly could. Nice job snagging that one, then fighting for a first down, picking up extra yardage, carrying a couple of tacklers. You know, he's a special talent. He's a guy that can take a quick pass and take it 40 yards. You know, get it out quick and take it 40. Like to see them build him into the game plan just a little bit more. Nice job by Lawrence that time, coming up, getting an accurate throw to Malone, and this Edison offense being able to stay on the football field.
It results in a 1st and 10. Brought to you by Lithia Subaru. Another high snap, being chased from behind and dragged down at midfield. The pursuit by Max Benson. Eventually the sack back at the 49.
Yeah, first down pressure by CVC that time. Overloaded the left side of the defense, right side of the offensive line. Lawrence just that snap too high. Max Benson was screaming off the edge, untouched because of the extra pressure sent. Nice job by Benson chasing Lawrence down for a big first down loss.
Heavy pressure. Lawrence gets away from it. Rolling to the near side. Looking deep. Throwing deep. Has a man out there. Incomplete. Nearly connected with Horton. But that was a scramble alert for Lawrence.
Yeah, good job just avoiding pressure that time by Lawrence. And I thought he did have Horton for a second. Just a little bit inaccurate. Horton couldn't come down with that one. Nice scramble drill by Lawrence that time. Avoiding a big sack.
All right, there's Jay on the H&E scissor lift giving us our aerial view. Our thanks to H&E Equipment for their help with our equipment rentals for the FNR games. H&E Equipment, where others stop, we continue.
So I think that height, I could do that height.
Yeah.
Most of the
You
time
want them higher,
they're up too high.
Yeah.
Like that, I think I could do that. When they're fully up, there's no way. Like not a chance. But that, no wind, I think I could do that. I don't want to do it, but if I was forced to do it, I think I could do it. Well, this has been
You think of some of those rides you've gone on at amusement parks compared to that? No.
yeah, those rides are safe though.
Oh,
They're
okay.
secure.
Well, this is
Nobody-
too. I trust H&E. They're solid.
Sure. So wind blows and you fall off that crate. There's nothing down there. In the roller coaster, you're like, your seatbelt, they're seatbelted in.
Nice moon over the valley tonight.
Should call that a half moon. 60% moon.
Yeah, you're going into mathematics again, and I've told you about that. Anything with mathematics, no. Leave me out of it.
3rd and long. 3rd and 17. You try to pick up half of it, give yourself at least a consideration to go for it. I mean, if you're around the 40-yard line, I think that's something you probably entertain at least.
Yeah, 4:46 to go. This is Horton short hopping into the intended receiver, Ray Brown.
Yeah, I think that was deflected right around the line of scrimmage. I think Trent Greatness, number 20, got a hand on it. Yeah, a little wildcat type action with Horton at the quarterback spot. I think I'm not sure if that was just a design. Switch it up a little bit. I mean, 3rd and long is, I would think, the down that you would want your quarterback on the football field.
See if Peyton gets a chance to return this. Standing back at the 15.
I would try to avoid that if I were Edison. Almost got another one.
Yeah, I thought that was such a low kick, it might have gone off the back of one of his guys. But no return. It's dead at the 20. And that's where CVC will take over on offense.
I think another flag.
There is a flag on the play. Brought to you by Fresno Suit Outlet, home of the 3-suit deal. It's going to be holding. Oh, you saw personal foul?
I think personal foul, yeah.
Very hard holding then.
Too much holding. I didn't see anything. It looked like a late didn't catch it. Just another, a half really full of penalties from the Edison Tigers. They've done a good job defensively. They've bottled Donaldson up on a couple drives. They've given up 13 points, but for a team that scored 63 on 15 plays, Edison defense is playing well.
Pass comes to the near side. It's complete to Bryce Crook.
Quick toss.
Just short of the 45, it's about a yard short of the first down.
Something we really haven't seen from CVC, just getting it out quick on first down. Single coverage on the perimeter. Nice job by Crook accelerating and picking up some yards after the catch. Now 2nd and 1. This is a free down for CVC. We'll see if they just don't give it back to Bryson Donaldson or maybe take a shot.
Cruz keeps it, comes to the near side, has a lot of room to run. The first down and more. Gets a block on the edge. Finally blasted out of bounds. Inside the 30, that's going to be another first down.
Excellent play call from CVC. They've been running same side power all night long, pulling those two guys backside. This time they fake it to Donaldson. In fact, Cruz might have just pulled that one. I don't even know if that was a read. I think he just pulled it because there was nobody on that left side of the CVC offensive line. Great design or great decision by Cruz to pull that one, because Edison, they're flying to Donaldson, especially with those two lead blockers, because they've had so much success with that CVC tonight.
That hit there at the end might qualify for tonight's mouth guard moment.
Wendell Ware getting a nice hit on Cruz at the end of that run. And another
lineman jumped on Edison's side, I believe.
Yep. Self-inflicted penalty.
And the flag on the play is sponsored by Fresno Suit Outlet, home of the 3-suit deal. Cruz with the pass is complete over to the sideline. Ryan Lewis.
Yeah, 1st and 5, a little quick out on the short side of the field. Get it in the hands of your receiver. Looks like he was just short. I thought he picked up that first down, but 2nd and 1, once again, almost a free down for CVC. 3 minutes, 3:30 left in the first half. Don't want to leave Edison too much time, so maybe you give it to Donaldson. He could take it to the house at any time, but maybe try to take a little bit more of this clock off at the end of the 2nd quarter.
The Cavs are in the Toyota red zone trying to get into the end zone. Cruz throwing a quarter pattern to the end zone. Diving catch made. incomplete. Again, Crook, the intended receiver.
That was a nice toss by Cruz. That was a long throw to the far pylon. He's working off the left hash. I mean, that's a long throw, and it's right on the money, just through the hands of Crook. But 2nd and 1, take a shot at the end zone. No harm, no foul. I know I can give it to number 6 and pick up this first down on 3rd and short. Like the play call.
Yeah,
like
you kind of know what's coming. Don't you?
Right. Unless Cruz just pulls it again, takes it around the weak side. He had success last time.
High snap, gives it to Donaldson. First down and more. He's going to avoid one guy, and then he's upended just short, and he can't believe it. He thought he was on his way to the end zone, but Malone stopped him short.
Yeah, I don't think he knew Des Malone was out there. He thought he was walking into the end zone. Ran right into number 3. Number 3 picked him up and dunked him a little bit. Good job avoiding that first tackle. Once again, a couple of lead blockers coming through. He breaks Wendell Ware's tackle.
Yeah, he's gone there,
right?
right?
He's like, oh, wait.
Where'd you come from?
I didn't realize. All right, we'll see. I'm going to bet that he's going to get this ball again.
First down, sponsored by Lithia Subaru. The pitch to Donaldson. And that's a mismatch. He made it look easy. Just kind of one-hopped into the end zone.
That condensed formation, that weak T formation, CBC is just so good at driving guys off of the point of attack and just creating enough room for Donaldson to snuggle up in behind and pick up a couple yards. It's all you're really looking for on a
touchdown is sponsored by EECU.
On a play like that, just get us into the end zone. Nice execution. Donaldson, 3rd TD of the night. Now this kind of weird wildcat
Donaldson going for 2.
Formation.
This time he keeps it. And the stable door is just open right there. A big gate and one right through.
Yeah, CBC started to impose their will a little bit. Edison took it right down the field on that first drive. Mason Hughes called a timeout after Edison scored because he was so unhappy with the way his defense played. And I don't think Edison made some plays. I don't think it was execution. I think it was effort and attitude that Mason Hughes was upset about. And we've seen a completely different CBC Cavalier football team since that first drive of the game. They've done a good job defensively. They've really done pretty much anything they've wanted to do offensively. Edison has gotten a couple of stops, but they're just playing with a little bit of a chip, a little bit of an energy that they didn't have that first defensive drive. I mean, look at that. The CBC offensive lineman 5 yards in the end zone. Bryson Donaldson just hopping in.
I think it's interesting what the coach did with that first timeout. Not letting it get any farther than this right here, right now. This ends. And after the longest timeout that we've ever seen, they got back to playing.
Yeah,
and they've been tough ever since.
Exactly what he was trying to do, light a spark.
All right, let's send it back downstairs to Kevin Miller. Kevin?
Here's Premier Valley Bank with your student financial tip. Know the difference between good debt and bad debt. While the line between the two isn't always clear, good debt, like student loans or a mortgage, has the potential to increase your future wealth. Bad debt usually satisfies an immediate desire for something that will start losing value as soon as you buy it. This tip was brought to you by Premier Valley Bank, a division of HTLF Bank and a local partner you can always depend on. HTLF Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Ralph, Cam, back to you.
Okay, thank you for that advice, Kevin. Now Edison trying to respond to the scores that have them. Now the Tigers down now 21-6. 2.5 minutes to go before halftime.
Yeah, CBC's doing a good job. They're not leaving Des Malone one-on-one. There's a cornerback on top of him. There's always a safety, even in a 3-by-1 formation. So even when Edison puts 3 guys on the other side of the field and tries to isolate Des Malone singled up on that weak side. CVC is like, nope, we're not taking the bait. We're going to keep our safety right on that hash. We're not going to let number 3 beat us because we know number 3 can beat us. So I really like the approach of CVC defensively in this first half.
Pitch comes to the near side, and the ball is loose, and fumble recovered by CVC. I think that was Sam's coming to the near side, then he got hit and lost the football.
Yeah, just a little bit loose with the football. Now you have to tuck that ball away. He did have it in his outside hand, so was carrying it in the right hand, but slinging it, didn't have that hand all the way over the football. Nice job that time by Keelan Turner, coming and knocking that one out with his right arm, securing the tackle first, knocking the ball out as you secure. I mean, that's textbook. Not quite a peanut punch, but got that fist right on the backside of the football and was able to knock it away.
So now the Cavaliers are back in business. Under 2 minutes to go. Cruz with a pass to Donaldson. Breaks a tackle. Cuts it inside. Down inside the 25 to about the 21-yard line.
Yeah. Looked like Cruz could have hit Donaldson right away. Des Malone was trying to cover 2 CVC receivers on the left side of that offensive formation. Donaldson just kind of stood up for a now pass. Cruz tried to find something a little bit further down the football field, then dumped it off to Donaldson. Donaldson did the rest.
Another first down sponsored by Lithia Subaru. Cruz thrown to the end zone, incomplete. Gunnar Peepgrass, the intended receiver, overthrown.
Nice coverage by Des Malone that time. Singled up on Pipegrass, running step for step.
Stay tuned during the fourth quarter as we reveal our player of the game, sponsored by Donald P. Dick. Donaldson upended that time. Nice defensive play by Wendell Ware.
Yeah, Wendell Ware coming off the edge. Nice call by Edison defensively. That quick toss that Donaldson hit earlier. Wendell Ware, nice job playing his assignment, keeping Donaldson inside and then securing that tackle. It's not assured that if you hit Bryson Donaldson, you're going to secure that tackle and bring him down. Nice job by Ware holding on and getting a big tackle for loss. Set up 3rd and long for this CVC offense.
My mistake on that previous read. The player of the game coming to you in the fourth quarter. That feature is sponsored by EECU. So stay tuned during the fourth quarter. We'll reveal our player of the game sponsored by EECU.
I'm going to make a guess at who our player of the game is going to be, but I'm not going to reveal that yet.
Timeout is sponsored by Ventura Electronics and Appliances, your low price leader since 1951. Cruz with a fake, going deep again, has a receiver out there, heavily defended, some tight coverage, and there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, that was good coverage, but
too good.
Des Malone just has to get his head around. He has to make a play on the football. That time didn't make a play on the football, made contact with the receiver, looked like restricted Donaldson's ability to come back and make a play on the football. I think Des Malone's saying he was getting held by Donaldson. Nice coverage again, but you have to get your head around. Don, what you think? So same contact, same play, but if Des Malone gets his head around and tries to make a play on the football.
15-yard penalty makes them about 2 yards short of the first down.
Yeah, that was a good pass interference call. I don't always say that. That was a good one. That was a good one. Right. I don't like them, but that was fair. Good coverage, but you have to make a play on the football.
Sets up a 3rd and 2. Cruz to Donaldson. There's nobody there. A little quick step to the outside and into the end zone again.
Yep, some eye candy. Micah Payton coming in motion, faking that little kind of bubble screen to the left, and Bryson Donaldson just stepping up. You know, when a running back steps up in the A or the B gap, they're probably going to release for a screen. They're not going to protect the A and B gap. They're going to protect on the perimeter. Bryson Donaldson steps up, just finds his way through that B gap. Nice job by Cruz selling that one, hitting Donaldson, and a couple of lead blockers again out in front of him. Donaldson, one little sidestep right before the end zone, and another touchdown.
And the touchdown sponsored by EECU. The extra point blocked. Where on the block? So no good on the kick, but a 27-6 lead for CVC.
Yeah, nice job by Cruz selling that. Micah Payton, everybody's going to pay attention to 8. Everybody knows who 8 is. He's coming in motion. Cruz looks the defense off, lets Donaldson get out to the opposite side, and then just easy pitch and catch and run for Bryson Donaldson. 4 TDs in the first half for number 6.
How many last week?
5 last
on
week.
7 touches?
Yeah, I mean, he only touched it 7 times and scored 5 times. It's a little tougher this week. Had to work a little bit harder, but may eclipse that 5 touchdown mark before this one's set.
Number 3, true to God. Sorry, 18 is kicking. Teague Brandenburg.
Cavaliers kick it off, leading 27-6. Ball taken back inside the 10. Malone weaving his way upfield all the way out to the 35, so a nice return. Tigers will take over with under 45 seconds to go before halftime.
Edison without their leading receiver from last week, Rashad Perry. Not sure why he's unavailable tonight if he made the trip, but 6 catches for 105 yards and a touchdown last week. Another receiver with a couple of Division I offers. Another very talented skill position player that would have made a difference in this football game.
That was Malone on the kick return, wasn't it?
That was Malone on
Yeah.
the kick return.
I think I said it was Horton, but Malone ran it back with a nice return. Timeout called by CVC. We're going to put the timer on this one?
It won't be as long as the first one. That's just my guess.
We've seen a couple of powerful offenses in the first 2 weeks, haven't we?
Yeah.
Clovis North had its way with things.
Yeah, a couple of pretty physical offensive lines, and I would not. Some good running backs last week at Clovis North. Some really good running backs. Jackson Sinfels and McKay Madsen. I think Donaldson's just a little bit better than both of those guys, but both of those guys are underclassmen as well. Bryson Donaldson is a senior. McKay Madsen is a junior. Jackson Sinfels also a junior, so a year left after this season. It's been fun to watch, though. Real fun to watch this first couple games of 2023.
Stay tuned for your Xfinity Halftime Show featuring the Educator Spotlight, sponsored by Les Schwab Tires. Short pass in and out of the hands of Malone. incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, got to bring that one in. You know, you're making an effort to include Des Malone in the game plan a little bit more. I do like that approach. They have tried to get the ball to him a little more in the second quarter, but yeah, you just have to bring that one in. 38 seconds left. Try to pick up a chunk, get out of bounds.
Lawrence looking to throw, trying to buy some time. He's going to be dragged down from behind and sacked. Big number 54 in on the stop. That's Case Anchor.
Yeah, just a 3-man rush. It's really tough to operate on as an offense if, you know, defense is rushing 3 and they're getting your quarterback off the spot, bringing him down in the backfield. It's nice rush that time. Beating a double team and picking up a sack.
Edison's taking a timeout. Timeout is sponsored by Ventura TV, Electronics and Appliances, your low price leader since 1951.
Well, 12 seconds left. Can pick up a first down. The clock stops. If you're Edison, you can clock it. You can get out of bounds. Buy yourself some time. There's a long way to go.
Sure looks like it from that camera angle.
Right. But maybe you run a play, pick up a 15 or 20, and maybe give yourself a chance for a Hail Mary or some hook and ladder type play.
Got 4 receivers out there looking to the far side. Slings it over there. Ball is caught. Breaking one tackle and another. Across the 40. Still on his feet. Going to be knocked out of bounds, and they'll stop the clock. As Horton does get the big gain you were talking about.
Yeah.
And got out of bounds to stop the clock.
Yeah, 1 second left, too. Just got knocked out of bounds. That was all Horton. Just a little outcut thrown by Lawrence. You know, accurate ball, and then Horton just went to work. He broke one tackle twice. Nice effort by number 5. Now we'll see. I don't know if Lawrence can throw it 60, but
you see the 4 receivers to the bottom of the screen.
We might find out.
Throws it short. See what Horton can do with it once he has it. Breaks a couple of tackles down inside the 20, and that'll do it.
Well, 2 plays that if I'm Edison, I'm gonna continue to get the ball to number 5 or number 3.
Yeah, you're probably right. By the way, your second quarter has been sponsored by Sang Pediatrics. Big first half for CVC Cavaliers. They lead it by 3 touchdowns at 27-6. I think Coach Mason Hughes is joining Kevin Miller right now. Let's send it down to them.
Here with Coach Hughes. Coach, it took a minute to get going, but you guys started to heat up, definitely. What do you feel like you locked in on to get this lead?
Well, I think our defense was not good early, and thankfully we have a very good offense. We can move the ball and score and maybe take some pressure off us. I really like the way the kids, they're playing physical after that first, drive. They were just missing tackles, and we just looked, terrible. But the effort's really high, and it looks like now we're kind of executing some better hits, containing. I like where our defense is at. Our offense is still rolling, man, so it's good.
Well, you roll with that momentum. Get with your guys. Best of luck in the second half. Ralph, Cam, back to you.
All right, appreciate it, Kevin and Coach.
Very colorful Kevin Miller.
That's absolutely right. He's festive garb tonight. We are at halftime. It's a 27-6 lead CVC over Edison. We'll come back with more of our halftime activities after this. The halftime show sponsored by Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi for incredibly fast and powerful connection only from Xfinity. Now to take us through halftime is Kevin Miller. Kevin?
Welcome to the Xfinity Halftime Report, and it's time for the Vince Wesson Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Wendy's Breakfast. A breakfast so good, you got to tell somebody about it, and we got to tell you about our Scholar Athlete, senior from CVC, Tori Kutsier. Did I get that right, Tori?
That is correct.
Oh my goodness, off the first try. We practiced a little bit, but Tori, welcome to our show and congratulations. What sports do you participate in?
I play tennis and soccer.
All right, now in tennis, are you singles, doubles?
I play both.
Fantastic. And which one do you prefer if you had to choose one?
I would probably prefer doubles.
All right, any reason why?
It's a totally different game. It's a lot of fun. I don't know.
The partnership, that's pretty cool. And then in soccer, what position do you play?
I play right back for defense.
All right, defensive specialist is what I hear indeed. Now I'm going to brag on you a little bit. Central Valley, 4.23 GPA, so a scholar in the classroom as well as on the tennis courts and on the soccer fields. And one thing we appreciate about our students, Tori, is that they give back to the community. You've done a lot with your church. Would you share a little bit?
I go to Mexico on a missions trip every spring break, and then we do a VBS, and then just random things here and there, lots of different things.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And then you're a senior, so we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but do you have any plans for next year?
I'm hoping to go into nursing, hoping Biola maybe, but yeah.
You hear that, y'all? Making a difference, which is why she is our scholar athlete. Now, Tori, you become eligible for a $5,000 scholarship, courtesy of Wendy's. Sounds pretty good, right?
That sounds great.
Wendy's and the scholarship. So congratulations to our Vince Wesson scholar athlete from CVC, Tori. And we will be back with more Xfinity Halftime Report right after this. Tori, so good. And we're matching, too. Pretty close. Yeah, 20. Indeed. Welcome back to the Xfinity Halftime Report for our Educator Spotlight, brought to you by EECU. We're featuring our illustrious principals for the evening from Edison High School, Marty Lewis. Marty, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
All right, it's good to see you. And from CVC, Linda Deline. Are we good or what?
Yeah, we're awesome.
Yes, we are. Now, Principal Lewis, we've just started, right? You probably had students for a week, maybe?
Yeah,
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. All right. What are you looking forward to on the Tiger campus and with your students?
I'm looking forward to students, being successful, and we have student athletes at our school, and we want to focus on academics and for them to improve when it comes to their literacy and mathematics and growing with sciences and opportunities we have even with AP programs and things like that. So we want to make sure students are successful in the classroom, but then also to get opportunities to do the extracurriculars in order to give more engagement.
You bet. You bet. Go Tigers. We appreciate
go
your time.
Tigers.
Thank
Go
you,
Tigers.
Marty.
All right.
Appreciate that. And then Linda, our host with the most. First year as principal at CVC. Oh, my goodness. How are things going? First impressions.
Oh, I love it here. Absolutely. I learn new things every day, things that are going on. It's the best high school I've ever taught at in 29 years.
That's saying something.
Yeah. 80% of our kids are going to be athletes. They're going to be in sports teams, and 50% of our students are going to be in the Future Farmers Club. So it's really exciting.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're still early in the season for FNR, but probably the most energetic, enthusiastic, engaging student section we've had yet. And we do have an award at the end for that student section. They're the front runners, but don't tell anybody, okay? Linda Deline, principal of CVC, our host. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Fantastic. And we'll be back with more Xfinity Halftime Report right after this. We are back with the Xfinity Halftime Report, this time to feature one of our proud sponsors, Les Schwab. And of course, Les Schwab is more than just changing tires. They're about being a part of our community. That's where they live, that's where they play, and that's why Les Schwab invests in high school sports, in toy drives, in youth groups, in fairs that are coming out in the Central Valley in the next couple of weeks. We understand that in our valley, in our communities, Les Schwab can impart those values of integrity and hard work. It is where they are part of the community, and we're so proud that they are. Les Schwab, doing what's right matters. And I'll tell you all, what's doing right is doing the Cheer Challenge Tire Roll Episode 2 featuring CVC and Edison. Who's it going to be? Only time will tell. We had a photo finish last time. Let's make it count this time. Let's see if they're ready. Here we go. Are we ready? Set! Go! Oh, we had a false start. We had a false start there on Edison. That was an early start. They're very fast, though. I think they made up for the false start. We're going to have a photo finish, but we're going to have judges evaluate. We're going to have judges evaluate. And they did make it in time. The winners, the Edison Tigers! Tigers, come over here. Tigers! Tigers, come over here. Come over here. Drop that. Come here. Come on over here, Tigers. Come on over. Great hustle. Oh my gosh, you could probably do like 7 more tire rolls. This is Edison Tigers! Fantastic. Now, hey, would you tell our Friday Night Rivals community, how did you get it done and win this tire roll challenge?
We moved really fast. We worked together. Yeah. We stayed focused, and we had faith in ourselves. Yeah.
Fast, focused, together, and faith in themselves. That's the Les Schwab way. Again, congratulations, Edison Tigers. Let's go, Tigers! Come on, yeah, come on. Hey, we're going to be back with some football, but there's a lot of enthusiasm. They may turn the tide for the Tigers, and we'll be back with more Les Schwab halftime right after this. Woo!
Supercharger home with supersonic Wi-Fi for an incredibly fast and powerful connection only from Xfinity. 27-6 CVC with the lead over Edison as we take a look at some of the first half highlights from tonight's game.
Yeah, nice first drive by Edison, really controlling the tempo, controlling the line of scrimmage. Horton able to cash one in.
Yeah, and that was whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know. And then this.
Yeah.
Double wow.
Right. Mason Hughes calls a timeout, gets his team fired up, and then, Bryson Donaldson just kind of goes to work. But you can see that CVC offensive line just moving guys all over the place. Can't let Bryson Donaldson get started because once he gets started, he's just too hard to bring down. Des Malone caught him off guard that time. He thought he was walking into the end zone. Was upset with himself, but one play later, able to cash it in. Look at that. 4 CVC offensive linemen 5 yards deep in the end zone, escorting Bryson Donaldson, and then a nice little play fake, screen back the other way. Nice execution by Cruz, and Donaldson puts another one.
4 touchdowns in the first half for Donaldson. And you know that the interesting thing about that time, we keep going back to the timeout. Timeout was called between the touchdown and the extra point,
right?
Which was unusual in itself, and then it lasted forever, it seemed like.
Yeah.
And when they came out, they were ready to play.
Those guys were going to come off the field right after that extra point, but Mason Hughes was...
We're not waiting.
So upset about that first drive that he stopped the game to bring his guys to the sideline. And completely different team after that.
All right, waiting for both teams to return to the field. We're winding down halftime. 27-6 CVC with the lead over Edison. We'll be back to start the third quarter after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Kevin Miller is standing by with Coach Stamps of Edison. Let's send it down there.
Coach, started out strong that first drive, right? Let's talk about plans for the second half to turn this game around?
Oh yeah, we just got to plan on getting our running game back going. Right, we had success, a lot of success running the ball. We just got to get back in our groove, getting our motion, slow down that nice running back they got over there.
Slow him down. You see that Steely Glaze, Coach Stamp. Appreciate you. Go get with your guys. Best of luck. Ralph, Cam, second half. Let's do this. Back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Coach. Cam, it's just there's something special about coming back to coach your alma mater.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
And there's also got to be a little extra in there with everything he does involving the Tigers.
Yeah. There's, you care about something so much because you've put so much effort into as a player, take so much pride in putting that uniform on, and then when you get the opportunity to come back and put the coach's hat on, put the coach's polo on, it still means a lot. It's still home, and when you're fighting for home, it always means just a little bit more than when you're not fighting for home. And Mike Stamps represents that, and you can see his passion. Good season last year, first winning season in 6 seasons. Tough start to the season. Kennedy, the defending Division III champ, CVC, the runner-up from Division II last year, both on the road. They have some pieces. They made some mistakes tonight, too many holding penalties, a couple of personal fouls. But they have some pieces. They have a quarterback. They just continue to improve when they get into CMAC. They're going to be competitive. They're going to compete with pretty much everybody in that conference, even San Joaquin Memorial. I think this Edison team can compete with that Memorial team that we saw last week. So I think the future's bright for Mike Stamps and this Edison Tiger football program. Maybe not this second half. They're up against a really, really good football team, but I think they're going to continue to improve as this season goes along.
But that's what some of these games are about. Get some experience. A lot of guys who haven't played a lot, get the feeling of what it's like to be in there under the lights with a lot on the line.
Yeah, there's only one Bryson Donaldson in the Valley, and they're seeing him tonight. They won't see him again for the rest of the season.
All right, tonight's third quarter sponsored by Own a Car, home of the $500 down sales event.
As we begin the second half, number 6, Bryson Donaldson, number 8.
Now, who do you kick to? You don't kick to Micah Payton.
You kick to the guy holding the sticks over there on the
Right, no doubt. You don't kick it to Bryson Donaldson.
Everybody stand for the kickoff.
Maybe surprise onside. I don't know. Edison's pulled out all the stops tonight.
All the kicks have been short.
27-6.
Yeah, put a couple of your guys up the field. They're going to kick short again.
Oh.
And we're underway.
Just kick it out of the end zone. No big deal.
I didn't know that option was there the whole game.
I would do that.
But that's very successful. Closed captioning for tonight's broadcast is sponsored by KFC. Finger licking good.
Well, you know what CVC is going to do. They're going to hand the ball to number 6. They're going to pull a couple blockers and put them in front of them. Or they're going to throw some quick game. They'll get into their wing T set. And this, there's no surprises what CVC is going to do. Number 6 is going to touch the ball 75% of the snaps. The other 25%, Cruz is going to make decisions with the football.
This is Donaldson. Not the cleanest handoff and a short gain.
No, well played. Yeah, timing disrupted a little bit on that exchange. Donaldson really never got started. Dylan Gonzalez played a good football game in the middle of that Edison defense. Almost had a pick earlier in the game, but done a good job tracking the football tonight.
Fake. And the throw down the far side has a receiver wide open. This is going to be a touchdown. Wow. And then you pull that out of your hat to start the second half. Already up huge. Caden Ritchie gets behind everybody.
Yeah, they just faked that now pass. The CBC's had success standing up, throwing that now pass, just getting rid of the football with the blocker in front. That time they fake the now pass. Cruz gives a little pump. The entire left side of the Edison secondary comes flying downhill, and Caden Ritchie cruising to the end zone.
Well, before we get a replay, I'll tell you the touchdown is sponsored by EECU. He might not have scored a touchdown if the field was 120 yards. The defender was closing. I think that was Ware. Yeah, Wendell Ware.
Got to him just a little bit too late.
And that's it. He's done.
Yeah, that's a long run.
They'll go for 2. Donaldson keeps it over the left side, dragging 3 defenders across the goal line and in.
Just like that.
Mm-hmm.
We said they give it to Donaldson. We said they throw the quick game. What we didn't say is they fake the quick game and hit one over the top. Nice job by Cruz selling that, giving the pump. Even took his hand off the ball, which as a DB, if that offhand comes off the ball, it's time to go. Wendell Ware, the safety, came flying downhill. We'll see him coming into the screen right here. Nice effort play by Zero. Trying to run down Caden Ritchie, who's still recovering on the sideline. A little tight hamstring, I'm sure. Nice design by CBC.
Yeah, and you like it when you get a chance to make a play like that. You're so alone out there. You just make sure I catch it. Short kickoff by CBC and a short return out to the 35.
Yeah, make sure you don't get caught, because you get caught and you never hear the end of that with the 20-yard head start on the nearest defender.
So here comes Edison out, first offensive possession of the second half. Now down 35-6.
Coach Stamp said it. Got to get back to running the football. Got to get back to the running game that they established on that first drive. So expect to see that down 35-6. I mean, you're going to need some explosive plays. But we've seen, just give these athletes some space and they can make some guys miss.
Sam's had to bounce it outside when he ran into a block wall at the line of scrimmage. He made something out of nothing. Keelan Turner in on the tackle.
Nice little pickup, 4-yard pickup on first down. I think that's what Edison wants to do, right? That's the tempo they want to play at. That's the tempo they played at on the first drive. You just have to be consistent. You can't have a holding penalty on second down or third down, right? You can't have an unforced error that costs you yardage. To run this style of offense, you have to be efficient.
Sam's trying to get to the outside. And the Cavaliers not letting him do it.
Nice pursuit that time by the CBC defense.
Payton was one of those guys
Sam's
in there
with some speed, trying to hit the perimeter, but Micah Payton coming down from the safety spot. Not a lot of guys are going to outrun number 8. Yeah, nice inside-out pursuit. Micah Payton staying outside, using his leverage.
Yeah, well defended, nowhere to go. Sam's in motion. Pass goes over the middle, and this could be a big play for the Tigers.
Oh.
Nice straight arm inside the 10, 5. Touchdown, Horton.
Wow.
Yeah, it looked
Just
like such
that.
an innocent pass play, and he turned it into something huge.
Yeah, just a little slant. Maybe tried to hit that second window slant a couple of times tonight where Lawrence lets that initial defender clear. Got hit right as he threw the ball. Horton with some space in the middle, and you're not going to outrun Micah Payton, but you can straight arm him. Nice physical straight arm, and then scooting away from that last defender, getting into the end zone. Edison needed some explosive plays, and they got one right there from Tamel Horton.
Horton's now going to be the holder on the extra point by Perez. And the snap gets past him. No good.
He's probably too tired to catch a snap.
You're right. That could have something to do with it. Touchdown is sponsored by EECU. 35-12 now, the lead for CBC. Another look.
Yeah, you see that first defender. Lawrence did a good job of letting Trent Greatness clear. Horton came in behind him, so he held that slant for just a second and actually got hit right as he threw the football. And then Horton does the rest. A great straight arm, and then runs away from Caden Ritchie.
Yeah, Caden Ritchie was out of gas from the previous play.
Touchdown, right. But nice finish. You know, we've seen a couple times tonight Horton get the ball and do some special things with it. This Edison team, they do have some pieces. They have some guys that can make some big-time plays. They just have to be a little bit more consistent, pay a little bit more attention to detail. That big touchdown play they gave up defensively, just bad eyes. Wendell Ware coming downhill, not playing his responsibility. But, you know, then you have an athlete like Tamel Horton who can make a play like that and put 6 points up on the scoreboard.
So Perez to kick off. He's got everybody wondering now, is it going to be a short one? Is it going to be through the end zone? Low line drive into the end zone, touchback. So the ball goes back over to CVC. First half was the Donaldson show. Let's see what they do in the second half.
Yeah, bottled up on the first down play, but then that fake screen and go right back to the end zone. I think a steady dose of number 6 is what we're going to see in the second half.
Yeah, instead they come out throwing the ball. Pass is complete. That's Gunnar Peepgrass. And that's good for a first down.
It's a quick slant on first down. Nice call. The CBC opening it up a little bit.
First and 10 is sponsored by K1 Speed. Arrive and drive.
Did throw the ball in that last drive of the first half a little bit more than previously, and Cruz coming out slinging in the second half.
Donaldson can't break out of that first tackle.
Nice tackle by Des
Malone out there in the empty spaces, able to make the stop.
Yeah, those are tough.
He's feeling it right now.
Yeah. Been out there with some athletes that you don't want to be out there with. Hit and wrap and hold on for dear life. That was a nice job by Des Malone getting a really difficult running back to tackle down.
Gain of a yard, call it 2nd and 9. Donaldson doesn't like it on the left side, so he's going to go to the right side, work around a block by Ritchie, and down the far sideline he goes, going to be run out of bounds by Ware, but not easy.
Yeah, same side power again. This time Donaldson bottled up, so he bounces it all the way back across the formation. See those two pullers coming around. Nice job by Edison on the defensive line. Containing that one, Donaldson cuts it all the way back. His receivers blocking 30, 40 yards downfield. Nice effort play again by Wendell Ware. Wendell Ware has really played hard tonight. Been on the receiving end of some big hits, but, man, he's played with a lot of effort.
Another 1st and 10 sponsored by K1 Speed. This time the ball carrier is Drew DeGroff. They just keep coming at you in waves with that running game.
Yeah, just that kind of wing T formation again, just condensing that formation, getting those linemen nice and tight. They're just driving off the ball. They're just moving bodies. Whoever's in front of them, they're going to move them out of the way. 6-yard pickup on 1st down.
From the 15. Stopped and pushed back. They'll give Payton some forward progress.
Yeah, this is where that running game just kind of starts to wear on you, this defense. You're fighting, you're scratching, you're clawing. You get a big play from your offense, and then Bryson Donaldson pops one, and now you're just getting these big bodies leaning on you every snap.
In the Toyota red zone and pushing his way inside the 5 is Payton again. Here's Donaldson into the end zone. Touchdown, CVC.
Just too much push, too much physicality up front, too much speed and power from number 6, Bryson Donaldson. It's another example of the CVC offensive line just moving bodies out of the way, creating huge seams for Bryson Donaldson to run through.
Going for 2 again. Heavy rush put on Cruz, and he's taken down.
Yeah, that one.
Sam's
Didn't quite work.
Touchdown sponsored by EECU. And CVC has extended the lead. It's now 41-12. 6:07 to go in the 3rd quarter. We're going to take a timeout, but we'll be back with. All right, we're back. Everybody in the booth just thought I blew everything by knocking over one of the monitors here, and everything went black, but it came back, thankfully. And now CVC to kick off after extending the lead. Long kickoff this time, taken inside the 10. That's Malone. Now he's going to reverse his field, come back to the near side, and not get away from Max Benson. Benson on the tackle. Donaldson getting a rest.
Another 5-touchdown night for number 6.
All right, send it downstairs again to Kevin Miller. Kevin?
Friday Night Rivals is powered by the United States Army, and I am here with Sergeant Johnson. Sergeant Johnson, what was your inspiration to enlist in the U.S. Army?
Well, I wanted to change my life and do something honorable.
Fantastic. And, you know, we've got some honorable, life-changing things every night at FNR, courtesy of the U.S. Army. What's about to go down, Sergeant Johnson?
The push-up challenge.
Y'all ready for a push-up challenge? This is CVC. They are off the hook. Let's do this. Let's do this. Hey, I need my chant. Do you hear it? Let's go. Are we done? Keep working it. Keep working it. Keep working it. All right, let's go. Let's make some cheers with bark or something. The Cavaliers. We're always looking for the most spirited student section. This is the one right here. They're the front runners. Are you the most spirited student section in the Valley? It's deafening. It's off the charts. The decibels are immeasurable. What? Oh, the crescendo. This is Taylor Swift crescendo. It's like a Taylor Swift concert. Let's go.
All right, this timeout has been sponsored by Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances, your low-price leader since 1951.
Madness on the sideline.
Max, make it to the middle of the field, Max. Make it to the middle of the field, Max.
So now let's see what Edison can do. Lawrence, here comes the blitz, and he's run down from behind and taken down in there quickly, making that play, number 20, Trent Greatness.
Yeah, no, once again, pressure sent off the edge by CVC and no real adjustment from Edison, no real recognition, no hot route. When the defense is sending more guys than you can block, you need to have an answer to get rid of the football quickly, and we just haven't seen Edison really have an answer when CVC sends pressure in obvious passing situations. 3rd and long, you know the ball's going to go in the air. CVC has done a good job all night defensively calling pressure in those situations, and they've landed just about every time. Lawrence was able to escape a couple times, but he's been under duress in those obvious passing situations. The CVC has done a good job defensively making those calls in those situations.
You look at all the points put up and you think about the offense, but yeah, a lot of people don't think much about the defensive performance.
Yeah,
Penalty takes it to the 5.
These are some of the things that we've kind of talked about. Delay game penalty on a punt. Everybody should know, hey, punt. This is the position you have on punt. You should know when you're supposed to be out on the football field. You cost yourself 5 yards. Now you're punting out of the back of your end zone. These are things that this Edison team will continue to work on throughout this season. But things that you can't make those kind of mistakes against good football teams, and they've just made too many of them tonight.
No, Payton lets it go. Cross midfield inside the 45 is going to roll down nearly to the 40, about the 41-yard line, where it's touched dead there. Right after the game, stay tuned for Family Law. That's coming up on the CW 59.
Not scary time yet. No scary movies after
No
the game.
scary
yet.
movies.
Yeah, that's
Halloween's coming.
Yeah, Halloween's coming. Yeah, I'm just not a fan.
Cam doesn't like the scary movies.
Too soft. I watched Nightmare on Elm Street when I was too young. That's what it is. Poltergeist also gave me nightmares as a child, so still damaged from those experiences. See if we'll get more Bryson Donaldson. Nope. Looks like he's on the sideline.
Chase the ball! Pass complete to number 8, Mike Payton. Number 23 is
Cruz is still slinging it. He's been pretty accurate tonight. He's done a good job getting the football out quickly. The one wide open receiver hit in stride. He's had a good night throwing the ball.
All right, let's send it back to Kevin Miller with tonight's financial wellness tip. Kevin's down there looking at me.
He's not out of breath.
He's not hearing us, I guess. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Griffin Dunn.
Yeah, another nice ball from Cruz. Let that route develop.
Yeah.
Let Dunn clear that low area defender and deliver an accurate football. Griffin Dunn just couldn't bring that one in.
All right, Cruz and the Cavs facing a 3rd and 4.
Sounds like a band. Cruz and the Cavs.
Cruz gets it away. And the pass is caught in traffic. Peepgrass with the catch. Well, he was outnumbered out there, wasn't he?
Well, Cruz recognized pressure's coming. I have to get rid of this football quickly. Yeah, really nice coverage, too, on that play by O'Shea Webb. Cruz just fit it in. Recognized pressure's coming. Have to get rid of the football. Delivered a very accurate ball in very tight coverage to move the chains.
1st and 10, sponsored by K1 Speed. Arrive and drive. Cruz again to the air. Again to Peepgrass.
Oh, a little offensive pass interference.
Is there a flag?
I think that's what we're going to get.
Flag on the play is sponsored by Fresno Suit Outlet, home of the 3-suit deal. Let's hear the call.
Oh, legal man downfield. That's my second favorite penalty, next behind offensive pass interference.
Yeah.
You know, offensive linemen, they're downfield all the time, and they never get called for being downfield, especially with all the RPO game that exists now. Linemen are beyond 3 yards down the field, and rarely do we see that call. My guy Eric Smith right on top of that. I didn't even recognize that there was a lineman downfield.
Payton in the backfield with Cruz. Slings it to the far side. Crook makes the catch. Shoved out of bounds.
Don, when you're evaluating an ineligible lineman downfield, what's the process? What do you look for that brings that flag out, as opposed to a lot of the times where I think it should be called and I don't see it called?
Here's Premier Valley Bank with your student financial tip. Know the difference between good debt and bad debt. While the line between the two isn't always clear, good debt, like student loans or a mortgage, has the potential to increase your future wealth. Bad debt usually satisfies an immediate desire for something that will start losing value as soon as you buy it. This tip was brought to you by Premier Valley Bank, a division of HTLF Bank and a local partner you can always depend on. HTLF Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Ralph, Cam, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. I think we had almost all of us talking at the same time.
That was weird. It's a nice run by Peyton. It looks like somebody's
breaking tackles.
Down and not really moving.
Yeah, there's an injured player at the bottom of that pile.
Wendell Ware.
Cramps again.
Well, that's good. That's good. That didn't look great. Kind of hit the arms up in the air, not really moving. So looks like it's just a cramp. I mean, Wendell Ware has been working all night long. So if anybody deserves to cramp, it's him. Chasing guys down, playing with effort.
All right, folks, stay tuned for Player of the Game, brought to you by EECU. We're able to get off and walk off the field.
Clovis North down the street playing at the Mineral King Bowl. Up 21-6 on Redwood with 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the fourth quarter.
Be sure to join us in 2 weeks as we broadcast the Madera at Madera South game right here on CW 59.
The what? The Stadium Road Showdown, baby. Madera South. Let's go. Two of the greatest games we broadcast together.
Passing for the touchdown and knocked down. Great defensive play. Good coverage there by Malone. Got up and knocked it down.
Yeah, Des Malone. Really good coverage again this time. Got his head around, made a play on the football, had a hand on the receiver. You know, he and Pipegrass were kind of hand battling a little bit, but he gets his head back, makes a play on the football. No harm, no foul. Well played by Des Malone.
Back to the air intended for Pete Grass. Incomplete. Just over a minute and a half to go in the third quarter.
Not quite running clock territory, but one touchdown away, one CVC touchdown away.
Cruz, pass over middle was incomplete. The intended receiver out there was number 5, Ryan Lewis. Went off his hand. 4th and 10. Looks like Cavaliers will go for it here. Leading 41-12. Cruz to throw, nearly picked off. The defender did a good job of kind of jumping that route, didn't he?
Yeah, Rodney Webb should have had one.
Tonight's Smile Cam is sponsored by Toyota. With more hybrids than any other brand, there's one for everyone. Toyota, let's go places. Wow.
Intense
Pretty good
smile right
smiles there for the smile.
There's a lot of smiles down there. There's a ton of those little junior cheerleaders running around.
And they're all getting some TV time. Tigers take over on downs. Lawrence gave it away, kept it, and then dropped it. See who gets it. Looks like CVC might have come up with a fumble. No, they're going to say that the Tigers have it.
Yeah, just another fumbled exchange, running that zone read. Lawrence pulls it. Sams tries to keep it.
Yeah, and then it was the hit.
Yeah, it was the.
I think that was Hughes. No, not Hughes.
Case Anchor. Yeah, getting his,
Anchor
getting
in
his
there
arm
again.
In there. Yeah, nice job. Just loose with the football.
And that pass is deflected and incomplete. It's also a penalty flag out there, and flag on the play is sponsored by Fresno Suit Outlet, home of the 3-suit deal. Flag is in the offensive backfield.
Helmet to helmet. That was very late. Helmet to helmet contact. Don's shaking his head. He doesn't know. I don't know. That was odd. I don't think there was anybody at the bottom of the pile or on top of Lawrence. I think maybe just saw some helmet contact. That was a late flag for helmet contact, though.
And another flag, sponsored by the Fresno Suit Outlet.
On the coach. I think Mason Hughes has a beef because I didn't see much that awarded Edison with the 15-yard roughing the passer penalty.
Well, he discussed it with the official all the way down. For every one of those 15 yards he stepped off, it was right next to him.
He's still going. He has a point, though.
Pass is complete over on the far side.
Nice tackle on Horton, who looks like he's cramping as well.
Tonight's third quarter has been sponsored by Onacar, home of the 500 down sales event.
A lot of these guys for Edison going both ways. Horton, Des Malone, Ware. It's a lot of running.
They'll let the third quarter run out, and it's been a runaway. 41-12. Central Valley Christian with the lead over Edison. We'll be back with the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter is sponsored by Fresno Mazda. We'd like to thank Fresno Mazda and all of our sponsors who make these telecasts possible. Back to live action. Tigers trying to get something going. This is Malone.
That's complete number 3, Mr. Malone.
That's going to be good enough for a good gain in the first down.
Nice job getting him the ball in space and letting him use his athleticism. Tamel Horton, Tyree Sams, I mean, really a lot of weapons on this Edison offense that if they get in space can really hurt a defense. They just haven't quite been consistent enough getting them the football in those situations.
Lawrence with the pass again, kind of came out of there funny. If it may have been deflected, but it's incomplete.
It seems like at times Lawrence just doesn't quite set his feet, doesn't quite get like in rhythm, on balance to throw an accurate football. Sometimes he does, but they're,
yeah, it's just a poor throw.
Yeah, just not getting that weight on the front foot, not using his technique, sticking with the fundamentals, and just a little bit off target.
Yeah, you can't blame that one on him. Brown didn't haul that in.
Yeah, that was on target, and nice job by Lawrence recognizing pressure. Did try to get that one out quick to Ray Brown. Had a guy right in his face and delivered a very nice ball right on the money. One that just hope your receiver helps you out a little bit.
Came in hot though from close range.
It did. Puts that ball out in front, gets into those shoulder pads, and more times than not, it's going to bounce off, just like that. 3rd and 10. CBC sent pressure in these situations pretty much all night. We'll see if they continue that on this 3rd and 10.
Hit as he throws again, but the pass is complete this time. It goes to Malone, breaks away from the defenders, tries to reverse his field again. That was about as exciting a 15 seconds as we've seen from the Tigers there. But there is, unfortunately, a flag on play. Let's see what that's about.
Yeah, I think he motioned an illegal shift.
Flag on the play sponsored by Fresno Suit Outlet, home of the 3-suit deal. Ooh, there's the hit as he threw.
Another free guy off the edge. Seems CBC's had free guys off the edge all night long. Desmond's going to learn eventually, it's okay to go down instead of running another 20 yards and not picking up any more yardage. Just take what you get, go ahead and take a seat, come back and line it up next down. Especially when there's a flag on the field for an illegal shift.
Well, the penalty wipes out the big gain. 3rd and about 15. Lawrence rears back and fires, has it complete to Ray Brown on the near side.
Hold on.
Boy, there's another penalty flag.
I'm just not seeing these. Lawrence running away and holding on the backside. I know there was a free rusher off the edge.
Flag on the play sponsored by Fresno Suit Outlet. And now it's 3rd and forever.
Yeah, see if we get a look at that one. Looked like Jared Griffith coming free off the edge again. Somebody must have grabbed him.
Third down at 25. Sam's in motion. Ball goes to Sam's. 40. Down to about the 37 before he's tripped up. Got a little bit of that back. But still, it's going to be 4th and very long.
A lot of tired Edison Tigers tonight.
Just thinking exactly the same thing as they made their way back to the huddle.
Yeah.
Discouraging.
A lot of guys going both ways. That's a lot of snaps and not a lot of time to rest. Playing special teams, returning kicks, offense, defense. It's a lot of work.
Lawrence, blitz, gets away, gets the pass away, incomplete. Malone was down there, but a lot of defenders, a lot of traffic. So the Tigers turn it over on downs. CBC will take over, leading 41-12. 9:06 to go.
Cruz has put it in the air a lot this second half. We'll see if he continues to do that. I think CBC just kind of working on some things. Bryson Donaldson's been out of this football game for the last couple of series, getting Dylan Cruz some reps with his receiving core.
This is Trent Gradenus.
Brent Cruz, not Dylan Cruz. Dylan Cruz is a kicker at Fresno State. I'm mixing up my Cruzes.
Yeah, countdown to game week for the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Time to check in again with Kevin. That sounds like he's already started. Let's go, Kevin. It's all yours.
I am surrounded by difference makers here at CVC. Lizzie, who is a junior, Kirsten, who is a senior, both are involved in leadership. And I'm going to tell you what, I said this earlier, your school spirit is absolutely off the charts. You are the front runners, and it's that spirit. Just kidding.
Well, we lost Kevin's camera. So back to action here. CVC picks up a first down. First and 10 is sponsored by K1 Speed. Arrive and drive.
Quick game slant. I'm impressed with Cruz. He's very accurate with the ball, makes good decisions, gets rid of it quickly when he needs to. Was accurate on the two deep balls. That corner route from the far hash in the first half that was dropped by Crook was a beautiful football. I think this is an element they didn't really have. This facet of their offense last year was pretty much all Bryson Donaldson. I think this offense is a little bit more dangerous than it was even last year.
Caden Saltzman now gets a chance with the carry. He's a junior, also listed as a linebacker.
Yeah, running game looks a little bit different without number 6 in there.
You notice something?
Not quite as effective.
Give him some time and experience.
Yeah, and 6 he's a special player. You know, he's a Division I, he's a Power 5 running back. Hopefully he stays home and plays for the Dogs, but you know, he's as advertised.
Saltzman again, still pushing the pile across midfield. Hey fans, you can watch a replay of tonight's game. Just head over to YouTube, search for Friday Night Rivals on CW59. Click on the FNR logo. Tonight's game will be available early next week. All right, let's give Kevin another try. Kevin?
We are in the midst of difference makers here at CVC. Lizzie, who is a junior, and Kirsten, who is a senior, both involved in leadership. And like I was sharing earlier, your school spirit is absolutely off the charts. I mean, super hyped, super enthusiastic. But with that spirit comes a spirit of giving and giving back. And Lizzie, in response to the tragedy and devastation in Maui, CVC students are doing something very intentional.
Yeah, so today we have been selling leis to raise money to support Maui and to help them get back going after the wildfires. And then also we are doing a cancer week in a few weeks, and it's going to be a change wars between all 4 of the classes. And all of those proceeds will go to Cancer Society to help find a cure for cancer.
That's wonderful. A little friendly competition among classes, and yet to benefit our communities and others. Thank you, Lizzie. And then CVC is about to do something for feeding the hungry and helping the homeless, right, Kirsten?
Yeah, so we're doing a school-wide fundraiser where we collect cereal boxes on all of our campuses from high school to preschool, and we get over 1,000 cereal boxes. And then what we do with the cereal boxes is we set them up like dominoes from our high school chapel to our preschool, and then at the end of the week, we set the dominoes off, and we follow the dominoes all the way to the preschool, and then all those cereal boxes get donated to a homeless organization.
Wow, heartwarming, a tangible piece of evidence of difference making, all ages here at CVC, making a difference for others. Lizzie, Kirsten, thank you so much. Ralph and Cam, back to you.
All right, thank you all.
Great work, CVC. Great
Yeah,
work. That's
absolutely.
awesome. Had I known that, I would have purchased delay and had it on the air as well.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Love it.
A lot of guys getting a chance to play now, especially on the CVC side. More substitutions there, you see.
Yeah, I'd love to see everybody get in the football game in a situation like this. Everybody practices hard. Everybody buys in. Everybody works during the off season. Not everybody gets the shine that Bryson Donaldson gets, so it's great when everybody on the roster gets into the football game, especially in a win like this.
Starting quarterback still in there, Cruz. And he completes the pass over on the far side. Jared Griffith upended as he nears the 20.
Jared Griffith's done a good job defensively coming off the edge all night, getting a little running back action in the fourth quarter.
1st and 10, sponsored by K1 Speed, Arrive and Drive. And right now, the Cavaliers are driving.
A lot of juniors on the Edison football team. I think they're going to continue to make improvements all season long. They have a lot of talented players, a lot of skill guys that can do damage to defenses. They just continue to work, clean up some of the mistakes. And I think this is a team that's going to compete in the CMAC this year.
27, Jared
Griffith, the ball carrier. The Cavaliers will probably be content to just let this clock run out right now.
Second down and 8.
I wonder who the player of the game is, Ralph. Last week was harder than this week, for sure.
Well, the snap almost went to the back. Picked it off, Aston Brinkman.
Number 48 on the carry, Ashton Brinkman.
That was an interesting looking play. But it worked out.
Looks like a pickup up on the. I'm sorry, no vote on that one. It'll be 3rd down.
Bryson Donaldson hasn't touched the ball since like midway through the 3rd quarter, and he still has 5 touchdowns. Even with the long white T-shirt hanging out, sometimes you get pulled down by that, but not tonight from Donaldson.
Cruz to the end zone, overthrows the intended receiver Ryan Lewis.
Pass to number 5, Ryan Lewis, incomplete. Looks like it's going to be 4th down and 8 now.
Still working, getting guys in the game. And Cruz has gone every snap. Although they don't list another quarterback on their roster, so maybe he's it.
Under a minute now as the pass is complete to Ryan Lewis. Tonight's mouth guard moment is sponsored by Donald Anderson, DDS. Well, the game's not over yet. We're going to take
2.5 quarters. Hasn't been busy. Hasn't been busy lately.
So he has 10 touchdowns the first 2 games.
Yeah, and he hasn't touched the ball all that much.
No.
7 in the first week. He probably had 18 touches tonight.
And the Tigers still playing. This is Horton after the reception. Still on his feet.
Still fighting.
Across the 30.
I mean, Edison has not quit all night long.
That's what you want to see if you're coaches
they're
and
still
teammates.
Fighting, totally. Still fighting, all of them. Which is really the best. I mean, you can get beat, you can be down 41-12, but you keep fighting to the end. That means a lot. It means this means a lot. This means something to you, your coaching staff, everybody involved in this program. That's a positive sign. I'm telling you, this program is moving in the right direction. I'm excited to see what Coach Stamps does at his alma mater, continuing to develop all this talent.
Goes deep, has it caught by Wendell Ware. I don't know, he stepped out of bounds, and the ball comes out, but I think he was out of bounds early. Fourth quarter has been sponsored by Fresno Mazda.
Mason Hughes still coaching his guys up.
That's right.
I mean, that was a good pitch and catch. Wendell Ware, who I think Wendell Ware has covered more ground tonight than anybody on the football field, both sides of the ball. Nice catch down the sideline. Nice ball by Lawrence, too, right on the money.
Lawrence with a little dump off that goes to Malone. He needs to step out of bounds to stop the clock.
Thought he was going to try to go back all the way across the football field, but nice job. Just get out of bounds, take your yardage. No
Hey
need
fans,
to.
stay tuned at the conclusion of tonight's game for the post-game wrap-up and the presentation of the Donald P. Dick Player of the Game. Time for one more play. Got to go to the end zone, huh?
Have to.
If he can get the ball off, and he can't, but there's a penalty flag. As Lawrence is keeping the play alive. A big block on the return. Still on his feet. Looking for some more blockers. He might have an alley here. Cuts it inside, and the penalty flag comes in. The ball comes out. Recovered in the end zone. Let the officials try and figure this one out.
The game's over, so.
Look at the flags all over the
I think
field.
every single official threw a flag on this play. 1, 2, 3. I think
There's
every
another one
four,
over here by the sideline. Yeah.
5.
I think one of the officials is saying, I would have thrown another one if I had it.
Yeah. Blocking the back. There's a crackback I saw. In a hold. That's game.
All right, so that's it. CVC ends this one with a 41-12 win. Cavaliers are off to a 2-0 start this season. And they showed some impressive options tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, some talent on this field, no doubt. And Edison fought all the way to the end of that football game, which is a great sign for this program. CVC, another D2 section contender we saw tonight, no doubt.
Big win for the Cavaliers, 41-12 over Edison. We're going to come back with post-game right after this, so stay with us. Snap to whistle with penalty flags flying in.
That was a hold, too. See if there's a crack. We catch the crack black right there. There's the crack back. Let's see.
Yeah, then I thought he had a chance to make it to the end zone.
There, yeah, I thought he was going to get in. What a effort play, though, by Phoenix Lawrence.
Wow, yeah, wild play to finish
that was
this
nice.
one. All right, Kevin's ready to celebrate with the winners tonight, so let's send it down to the field.
I am here with the victorious CVC Cavaliers! Oh my goodness, we'll be here all night if we have to because we like to party here with CVC. And how about Coach Hughes? Coach, what are the team's goals? What are you looking forward to this season?
I mean, stuff like this, right? Celebrating, right? Like trying to win, play as best we can, and have fun when we do it, right? So that's I think the goal every week, and probably try to win a lot of games somewhere in there. So
yeah, and we saw you have a lot of fun. We ready to win some games this year, Cavs? Yeah, well, I'll tell you what helps winning games is when you got a player of the game, the EECU player of the game, and with 5 touchdowns, number 6, Bryson Donaldson! Woo! I mean, we're talking about Madden numbers here, man. Hey, how did you and your crew get it done tonight, Bryson?
The coaches, my linemen, we all play as a team and kick some butt.
Yeah, man. There's a squad right here. Look out, Valley. They're coming at you. The CVC Cavaliers and the world's greatest student section. Let's go. Hey. There we go. Hey. Ralph Cam, back to you, baby. Let's go, student section. Make some noise. Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, brother. Great job.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. You know, when they say give me 5, he does.
2 weeks in a
touchdowns
row.
in the first game, 5 touchdowns in this
He
one.
set a standard that he's going to have to live up to all season long. 5 TDs a night.
Yeah, that is going to be something he's going to have to produce every game. All right, the play of the game is sponsored by Jack in the Box, now serving everything. So let's take a look at the play of the game. I bet number 6 is involved.
Shake him up. Shake him up again.
Knock him down,
Push
shove him
somebody
away.
off. Break a tackle. Break another tackle. Yeah, could have. Probably 5 Bryson Donaldson plays that could have been play of the game tonight.
Yeah, fun to watch. We've seen some incredible running game performances the first 2 games of the year. In tandems, 2 guys, a 1-2 punch, a thunder and lightning combination.
Yeah.
So they've been fun to watch.
Yeah, some guys that are going to be carrying the ball in college. Bryson Donaldson very shortly. Next season, a couple others from Clovis North, maybe a couple years away. But, yeah, it's been a nice, exciting start to 2023. See if maybe we can get a closer game. The Stadium Row Showdown is always it's always competitive.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks we get the next game. We're off next week, but in 2 weeks we get Madera South right here on the CW59. Whenever your city's involved, big time. Big deal.
Yeah, Stadium Row Showdown.
Yep.
Gonna be big.
So Edison's kind of in a building situation.
Yeah. A lot of young players who played a lot of football and who are very talented. And you said it, Coach Stamps at his alma mater. He knows what the standard is. He has to incorporate that standard, get people to buy in that is the standard every single day, and he's building towards that. This team is going to be a different football team if we catch them at the end of the season. I'm excited to watch how they perform throughout 2023.
All right, Cam, I look forward to my next game with you and Don Smith, you as well, and Kevin Miller. Right after the game, stay tuned for Family Law. That's coming up next on the CW59. All CVC tonight by the final score of 41-12. Cavaliers are off to a 2-0 start. And we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yes, sir.
Ready to go?
Madtown. Let's go.
All right, thank you for watching, all of you. Again, the final score 41-12. We will see you in 2 weeks. Good night, everybody.